my hope is that this committee will assist with that, and I'm committed to doing everything I can to assist us in doing just that and helping us to be successful. But I certainly don't feel like the president's proposed budget does it. I don't see a concrete plan there. It continues to be an addiction to spending. I mean, you've talked about numerous times today about how much this proposed budget is going to be spending over the next decade. Unbelievable. Dr. Taylor, you even pointed out in your testimony that the Biden administration doesn't anticipate a growth rate of any more than 2.2% over the next 10 years. I mean, that's the only thing that's really gotten us any kind of relief at all, is that we've been prosperous and we've been able to grow our economy. If this is true, that we only grow it at 2.2%, and we have all this interest that we are going to have to pay on this debt, we are really in a mess. I think the biggest indication of just how much of a mess we're in is the interest on our debt. I mean, it's unimaginable. You talk about unimaginable for us not to pay our debt, and we're going to pay our debt. We know that. We're not going to default on anything. But the only thing more unimaginable than that is that $32 trillion in debt and the interest on that debt, that we're going to be paying more on the interest on our debt than we're going to be paying for defense. The number one responsibility of this federal government is to protect our homeland and protect our country. And we're going to be paying more on the interest on the debt. Dr. Taylor, let me ask you, what do we get from interest spending? What do we get when we pay the interest? Do we derive anything from it?
It just reminds us of the debt we've already incurred, and so that's the issue.
And we're not even talking about the principal. We're just talking about the interest. That makes it even worse. Does it make any sense to be on track to have interest be the largest federal program? And it is predicted, I think y'all have even mentioned, that it's going to be the largest line item in our budget. Does that make any sense, Dr. Taylor?
No, it doesn't make sense. That's why I say look at the whole picture of the budget. Get it down. Get it to, I say balance, whatever you want to, get it down.
Oh, yes, friends. President Biden is ready to pass new legislation. As the crisis continues to affect millions of seniors and retirees financially, the U.S. president is now pushing a new plan that would help those who are struggling the most. Included in this proposal is a rebate to Americans that are recipients of Medicare. My friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the details. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Medicare is a federal health care insurance program for individuals who are 65 years old and older, as well as individuals with disabilities. It has a high cost sharing, including deductibles and copays. But the so-called Medicaid cliff is a big issue for millions of American seniors whose incomes put them just above the poverty line. While other federal programs taper off aid on a sliding scale, Medicaid cuts off recipients with incomes that are even slightly above the poverty line. So this means they are much less likely to go to the doctor or fill prescription medicines. But the president is trying to pass new Medicare reform. President Biden said his administration was focused intensely on lowering healthcare costs and criticized Republicans, who he said are intent on dialing back Medicare coverage for millions of Americans. Biden has vowed to protect Medicare and Social Security while touting his administration's successful efforts to press pharmaceutical companies to lower the cost of insulin for Americans suffering from diabetes. The White House thinks it has a winning message in showcasing legislation passed last year that's expected to save taxpayers billions of dollars and lower the cost of prescriptions for about 84 million Americans who rely on Medicare. Biden talked up how his administration is rolling out several parts of that law, passed in a Democratic-controlled Congress last year, that caps the price of insulin and allows the federal government to negotiate deals on a handful of pharmaceutical prescriptions for Medicare enrollees. The federal government expects to see significant savings from those negotiations and to make money from a rule that requires prescription makers to send Medicare a check when they raise prices higher than inflation. Already, the legislation caps the price of insulin at $35 for disabled and older Americans who rely on Medicare. Biden has also proposed extending that cap to all Americans, but that plan faces an uphill battle. Efforts to pass laws capping the price of insulin for uninsured Americans or those with private insurance failed in the Democratic-controlled Congress last year. Another part of the law that the administration hopes will have ripple effects for Americans is the requirement that pharmaceutical companies pay a rebate to Medicare when they raise the cost of prescriptions faster than inflation. Also today, the Environmental Protection Agency unveiled a pair of proposals to dramatically cut auto emissions and spur the industry towards full electrification. The first set of proposed standards would target emissions from passenger cars, vans, and light trucks, while the second batch would apply to heavier duty vehicles, such as delivery trucks, dump trucks, and buses. The Environmental Protection Agency estimates that, if finalized, the rules would lead to the electrification of 2/3 of new sedans and SUVs, as well as 50% of heavier trucks, at least by the year 2032. Taken together, the Environmental Protection Agency projects the rules would cut 10 billion tons of CO2 emissions through the year 2055. Though the auto industry has been trending towards electrification, the rules would dramatically reshape production. Experts forecast that U.S. electric vehicle sales could surpass 40% of total passenger car sales by the year 2030. Officials also added that the bipartisan infrastructure law and the Inflation Reduction Act, which includes tax incentives up to $7,500 for the purchase of American-made electric vehicles, has enabled more ambitious proposals. The agency will accept public comments on the proposed rules before they are finalized next year. The rules would take effect starting with model year 2027, and so far there are lawmakers that oppose this proposal. Republican Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers, who chairs the House Energy and Commerce Committee, criticized the proposed standards, saying the rules would make cars unaffordable. She said in a recent statement, "This will hurt low-income families the most, while also making us more reliant on other countries for critical materials that are necessary for electric vehicles. It's a lose-lose for American families and for American security." In contrast, the Environmental Protection Agency said, the new rules would reduce American reliance on foreign oil and save consumers money by sparing them gas costs. Well, my amazing and most awesome friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Wednesday. Thank you so much, friends, for being part of this community and for being here every single day. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the giveaway, dear friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.